Guys, welcome back. Happy Tuesday. So today we are going to work on day 2 of the 5-paragraph essay. We are going to start today by reviewing the flea map from yesterday, and then I'm going to give you the instruction that you'll need to write your introduction paragraph. So that'll be your first paragraph in your essay. So yesterday you will remember that we worked on this bad boy right here, the flea map. And this is going to be our plan for the whole essay, okay? So we've got introduction paragraph here. Remember our 3 body paragraphs, and then our conclusion down here. So today, all we're focusing on is right here. This is all we're going to focus on today is introduction, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and we're going to go through the notes together. And then I'll come back and fill in the anchor chart, kind of like I did in the video yesterday. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so let's go through the notes. So today is Tuesday, April 24th, 21st, goodness. And you are gonna open, you should have the Google form open, and we'll get there in a minute. Okay. So here are our notes. So the first part of an introduction, this would be your first sentence or 2 in the introduction paragraph. It's called a hook. So these are our notes on hook. So how should I start my essay? All good essays start with an interesting hook. A hook is just 1 to 2 sentences, or could be questions, kind of like you really want to get your readers to start thinking about your topic or something general in life that relates to your topic that will grab their attention right away. So a hook is 1 to 2 sentences or questions that grab the reader's attention right away in the very first couple of sentences. A good hook gets readers to start to think about or get interested in something related to your topic. A hook does not have to directly mention your book and your topic right away. A hook will be much more general and just kind of a sentence or 2 to make readers start to think. So the example that I'm going to use going forward through this whole week is going to be an essay about the giver. We've all read The Giver, so I'm going to use the Giver essay as an example for you to write your essay. I want you to remember, I want to make this really, really clear. You are not writing an essay on the giver. Your essay is going to be on your book club novel, okay? Specifically the theme of your book club novel. Now, I'm going to be writing about the theme about the giver, so it'll directly relate to how you want to write your essay, but I just want to make it really, really clear that you do not write an essay on the giver. That's just what I'm using as an example to show you how to write the essay. Okay, so if I were going to start an essay about the giver, here's a good example of a hook that I would use. So we know that the book is about this dystopian, utopian society where the government has a lot of control. So I'm going to start by asking readers to consider and to start thinking about a world that might be related to the one in The Giver that I'm going to be talking about. But I'm not going to mention The Giver right away. So I would say something like, consider living in a world where there is no crime, violence, hatred, war, or discrimination. What would you have to surrender to create a place like this? The answer is everything. Okay, so do we know that this is about the giver yet? Well, maybe, because we know we've read the book, but it doesn't mention it yet. It's just a general couple of statements and questions to get the reader considering things and thinking about things that will make them interested in the topic. So the next part, so that's your hook, okay? The next part, this is gonna be, it's called a bridge. So part 2 of your introduction is a bridge. A bridge sentence connects the hook sentence or questions, connects it to the subject of the essay. So the bridge sentence is basically bridging the gap between the very general statements in the hook, Okay, these, have you ever considered, imagine a world where. Okay, so you're going to be bridging those general statements to what you're actually going to be writing about in the upcoming essay. The bridge is where I want you to introduce your book club novel and the author in the bridge. Okay, so example here. Again, I'm using the giver. You're not going to be using the giver. Okay, move this up so we can see. So our example here is, remember our hook was consider living in a world where there is no crime, violence, hatred. Oops. There's no violence, hatred, war, or discrimination. What would you have to surrender to create a place like this? The answer is everything. That's our hook. Our bridge is going to connect it to the giver. In The Giver by Lois Lowry, readers are taken on a journey where government control is used to try and create a perfect world without, and this says, you can't see it here, but it says, without crime, violence, hatred, or war. So in the bridge, I've referenced what I said in the hook, but I've also introduced my topic of my essay, which is The Giver by Lois Lowry. Okay, so in your bridge, you can mention something that you've said in the hook and connect it to your book club novel. So you would say, in The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley, we see the same idea, okay? And maybe mention whatever this idea is in the hook. So you're bridging the gap between the hook and then the topic of the essay. Okay. All right, so our thesis statement, you guys, this is going to be a doozy. This thesis statement is the most important sentence or two in your entire essay. Let me say that again. The thesis statement, which comes at the end of your intro paragraph, is the most important statement in your entire essay. And you guys are going to have to write thesis statements in the rest of middle school, in all of high school, and in college, okay? When you're writing essays for any class, you are going to need to know how to write a thesis statement, okay? So this is really, really, really important. You will refer back to this thesis statement throughout your entire essay, and it's, so I didn't even put that in these notes, but the thesis statement is going to outline everything in your essay in one sentence. It's going to tell readers up front, here's my claim, and here are my reasons why I believe the claim is true. So you're gonna, it's essentially your answer to the prompt in one sentence, one or two sentences, okay? So how do I write a thesis statement? How do I even start? So I've broken it up into 3 steps, okay? Step 1 is directly answer the question or the prompt, okay? Step 2 is to figure out the 3 best reasons to support your answer in step 1, okay? So what are the 3 reasons why my answer is blank? Then step 3, all you have to do is combine the 2 steps together to create 1 to 2 sentences. So your thesis statement is going to say, here's what I believe, here are the 3 reasons why. Simple, right? So let's do an example on the next slide. All right. So writing a thesis statement. This is again from my example from the Giver essay. So if my prompt is, what is the most prominent or important theme from your book club novel? Expand using 3 examples from the text. This is the same prompt that you have. I'm just going to use The Giver by Lois Lowry as my book club novel, even though it's not. It was just a novel that we've all read. So the thesis statement that I would write after I do my hook and my bridge, I would write the answer to the question. So what is the most important theme from The Giver? And then I need 3 examples from the text to support that. 3 reasons why I think this is the most important theme. The most important theme from The Giver is that too much government involvement can lead to a dystopian society where the people are suppressed and powerless. Okay? So this is the theme, right? It says a huge life lesson that the giver can teach readers. Too much government involvement can lead to a dystopian society where the people are suppressed and powerless. Then step 2 and 3, this is really step 2 and 3, is the 3 reasons why I believe this, right? So this theme is revealed by the Committee of Elders taking away the freedom to choose family, reason 1, the freedom to choose careers, reason number 2, and the freedom to live, reason number 3. Okay, and I put it all together. So I'll read it all the way through. The most important theme from the giver is that too much government involvement can lead to a dystopian society where the people are suppressed and powerless. This theme is revealed by the Committee of Elders taking away the freedom to choose family, freedom to choose careers, and the freedom to live. 3 examples. Okay, so if we put it all together, this is what we're going to get. Okay, hold on one second. So our hook, remember? Our hook, our bridge, and our thesis. So the hook. Consider living in a world where there is no crime, violence, hatred, war, or discrimination. What would you have to surrender to create a place like this? The answer is everything. In The Giver by Lois Lowry, readers are taken on a journey where government control is used to try and create a perfect world without violence, hatred, or crime. The most prominent theme in The Giver by Lois Lowry is that too much government involvement can lead to a dystopian society where the people are suppressed and powerless. This theme is revealed by the Committee of Elders taking away the freedom to choose family, the freedom to choose careers, and the freedom to live. Excuse me. So all of it together creates the introduction paragraph. This would be pretty much good to go, final draft worthy. Okay, so this is your exemplar example of an introduction paragraph using The Giver. Now remember, you are not writing about The Giver. You are writing about your theme from your book club novel. All right, next. Oh, that's it. Okay. So that is it for the notes today. I want you guys next to go ahead. Actually, well, I was going to use the anchor chart. I can fill it in. It's basically what we just, the anchor chart is just what we discussed in the slideshow. It's going to be the exact same thing. So I'll fill this in later and we'll have it filled in. So if you'd like to go ahead for your classwork and start filling out your flea map, you can. It's posted under week 5 materials. But if not, you don't have to. I have that built into the lesson plans for, I think, Wednesday. So everything you need to do next is on the Google form. So make sure you open up the Google form, complete the classwork in there. It's going to have you practice. And then submit the Google form and you'll be good for the day. Also, make sure that you've submitted your attendance for today. So the Google form for attendance is going to need to be filled out in order for you to be counted present. Okay, so make sure you guys do that as well. All right, I am going to let you go. Remember, office hours are from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. So if you have any questions at all, you want me to help walk you through the introduction, you want feedback, all of that, then please sign into those office hours. I will be giving feedback every time you submit something on Google Forms. So you're going to get feedback along the way on this. I know it's a lot. I know that I might talk a little fast. It might seem daunting, but if you need to slow down, just press pause on your video, take it in, ask me questions, email me, whatever you need. But I think you guys are going to do an excellent job. Okay, so I hope you have an excellent rest of your day, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.